What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, it was a pretty good day. Went 3-1 on the four picks that we talked about on the show. So that's always a good day. I think overall picked up about 6.8 units, just because I bet them all a little bit differently. So I love that, and let's try to keep that rolling into today. So I do still have a little bit of the technical stuff going on. I wanted to go through all of the games. If you guys have questions about the rest of the games, then I do my best to try to answer them and talk about them as best as I can. But there's two games that I'm really focused on for today, and those games are going to be Miami and Toronto, and then Cleveland and Atlanta. So let's start off with, and it's kind of the same concept. I could talk about them both together, but let's start off with, let's see here, Cavs, or we'll start with Heat and Raptors. I'm sorry, Heat and Raptors. Get to the screen. This game opened Toronto -3. They're now up to a 4-point favorite. Total open 219, and we're looking at 219 and a half or 220. Then we'll go over to the injury report. I did see a little bit of stuff popping up this morning. It was like Kyle Lowry was going to be out, then he was going to play. Then it was Butler downgraded to probable, now downgraded to questionable. So they're playing with this injury report today. It's not a good sign. However, if you like the Heat and you see Jimmy Butler downgraded to questionable, you want him in if you're playing that Miami side. For the Raptors, Gary Trent Jr., he was practicing. I think he's trending in the right direction to play, but he is a true game time decision. Harper also game time decision, but very likely to play here. Barton game time, Ben out. So how I was looking at this game, I feel like this game matters. Let's look at the standings. We have the Raptors in the 9th seed, 3 games behind the Miami Heat. So the Heat are jockeying for, I guess, to get out of the play-in tournament. They're tied with the Brooklyn Nets right now, but I guess the Brooklyn Nets have the game that they play versus each other. So that's all the Heat are really playing for here. And the Raptors, they're fighting, jockeying for the play-in position and also to stay inside the tournament. If not, if they can get out of the play-in tournaments. So after I look at that, I go and I know how the Heat have been all year. It's a team that doesn't win, barely even covers on the road. I have 15-21 straight up, 15-20-1 against the spread versus a Toronto Raptors team who is, not the opposite, but they've been a lot better at the house. I have them as 25-14 straight up, 23-15 against the spread, and they've been playing good basketball lately. They've won 5 of the last 7 games the last 2 weeks. If you just look at the home games, they've won 5 out of 6. They've been at home for about a week, and hopefully I'm not mixing these two games up, but I feel like Miami has been, traveling throughout this past week, and Toronto's just been sitting there at the crib. So I like all of those things for the Raptors side. It's no SDQL to, pop up on the screen and back it up. I'm just talking out the situation and how I feel about it. I look at the last 5 game stats. The Heat are bottom 10 defensive and rebounding team going up against the Raptors, who are top 10 in those categories. So for that reason, them being at the house, I think they're going to play a lot better. The Heat do have a little bit more rest, 2 days to 1, but the Heat also play again tomorrow. So one or two things could happen. If this game is getting out of hand, they could start to rest some players or save some of that energy for the next game. And you could see players starting to get ruled out, like we're seeing already with Jimmy Butler being downgraded to questionable. So Raptors were the side for me. I got a money line price about -145, but I still would take them -4 at the current price that they're offering. Let me look at a couple of these comments. Munaf not liking my shirt. Anthony says can't stay on long, but we'll finish listening later. Appreciate you tapping in. What up, Justin? Anthony says he likes both of those games to go under. Well, the Heat playing at the slowest pace in the league the last 5 games. Raptors not really trying to push the pace either, and the Raptors playing a lot more defense. So I think the way the Raptors win these games is with defense, and in a slower pace game with 2 teams who are bottom 5 shooting a 3. I can't talk you off of an under here. Demarius says only 2 games with value. NBA needs to stop it. Saying the Raptors are up to 4 now. I still, I would take the Raptors -4 right now, especially if we're thinking Jimmy Butler is not gonna play tonight. Saturated. He says Bam has only nabbed 20 points once in his career versus the Raptors. Boofers taking Miami first quarter, fading his own system. System's been cold lately, I guess. What up, Matt? Appreciate you tapping in. JS asking for OG props. I would need to know what they are. I haven't been focusing on player props lately. I've been doing pretty good with the spread, so that's where my focus has been. And Hobby's asking the same question. Any props I like? Honestly, props are not even on my radar right now. I'll get back to props probably when the playoffs start, but it's not the first thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the situations and I'm liking the sides and totals a little bit more. If you guys ask me about a specific prop, I can give you my opinion. Los Pablo says, don't take Raptors +4. They are -4. They're not +4. What up, Dia? Appreciate you. He says, let's get paid today. Hit the like button for this man. Munaf also says 40 people watching, only 12 likes. Shame. Yeah, if you guys enjoy, or if I'm helping you out, make a little bit of money, hit the like button. It does help me out quite a bit. All right, let's get to, and Steven Adams says under here. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit a second ago. And Munaf in the chat. I will be leaning towards the under. I'll answer this question. What do you think of Rihanna? I think she's whatever. She's mid, whatever. I don't know. Regular. Regular is the word we use in LA. That's how I'll call her. She's regular. Next game up, we'll go Cleveland and Atlanta. Same kind of concept here, but let's start off with the lines. And let me also get that banner up on the screen. Bear with me. Out of source today, just trying to bring you guys a little bit of the info that I'm looking at. So this game opened up Cavaliers -2. It's now turned into a pick 'em. There's a -1 for the Cavaliers at circa, but majority of the shops now at a even pick 'em. Total open 231, and I'm seeing this as high as 239, so a big jump as far as the total is concerned. Injury report for the Hawks, pretty clean. Only Jalen Johnson will miss this game for Atlanta. For the Cavaliers, can't say the same. Jarrett Allen is game time. Okoro's game time. Dean Wade is game time. And it looks like Nito and Danny Green are going to be out. So just how I was talking about Miami, I'll pull it back up here with the stat sheet. I know just to give you guys numbers with what I'm saying. But the Cavaliers are one of those teams who are really dominant. And they're really dominant. the comment section has me dying. I can't even get to the game. I'll get back to the comments, I promise. But Cavaliers are really dominant at the house, not so much on the road. They don't even have a winning record. They're 18-10 straight up and against the spread. And Atlanta has been the kind of team where they're really a lot better at the house the past couple of years. Maybe not as dominant at home this year, but this game means a hell of a lot more for the Hawks than it does for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers have been jockeying for, just to keep home seed or, the playoff position there, but they're 5 games ahead of New York. And there's only, 6 games left for them. They just got to win really one more game and they're good. They have home court, for the playoffs. I don't think they're too worried or are trying to surpass the Sixers, who are 1.5 games ahead of them, versus you look at this Atlanta team, they can still try to get out of the play-in. They're tied with the Raptors right now, who are 8th and 9th seed, and they're just 2 games from being out of the play-in. So Atlanta needs to win some games. If you look at how they've been playing lately, at least last 5 game stats, they are the better offensive rated team and the better rebounding team. Top 10 in both of those categories. They just need to fix up the defense a little bit here. But another situation where Atlanta's been home for a week, and this is the 4th straight travel spot for the Cavaliers. I just think in this situation, you might even get Jared Allen out, which would be a bonus. But Atlanta's going to be the more motivated team, and I think it'll show. Last time these teams played, Atlanta really smacked them around. I think they can do it again tonight. So they were getting plus points. I took them at even money on the money line. I think they're the right side tonight. Like I said, no SDQL for tonight, but these are the 2 sides that I like. I didn't play them very huge, but I just want to let you guys know what I'm liking early. and bring you the information. You guys can make the decision whether to play it or fade it. Let's take a look at the comments. He said, "Boo this man," because of the Rihanna question. Skee would show up to her front door with the ring. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. JS says OG been hitting threes. The Heat are bottom 10 3-point defense. So if you feel that way, I mean, maybe it'll be him. Maybe it'll be Van Fleet. Let's see. A couple more comments. Let's keep till we get out of here. And also, let me push this over. If you guys do have questions or whatever, this is the time because it's going to be a short and sweet show. Still dealing with a lot of things, just short and sweet, in and out. So bring them if you have them. Here's one. Still off the Riri question. Gilbert says, if Riri is mid, who's a 10? All I'm going to say is, I'll say the same thing I told to everybody else. I'm not going to say nobody out by their name. But you guys need to move to maybe different places. Where I'm from, you see people who look a lot better than her every single day. So I'm from LA. I live in Vegas now. So take that information and maybe some people need to move away. That's all I'm saying. Munaf says his best bet is the first half over in the Cavs and Hawks game. Can't talk you off of an Hawks over. Whenever I think the Hawks can win, it's going to be with offense. They haven't been playing any defense lately. So that's just how I view it. They've been allowing 121.7 points the last 2 weeks. So can't talk you off of Hawks over. Lucky, what up, my man? Appreciate you tuning in. Manny's asking what do I think about the under in OKC game. Let me take a look at the number. I know SGA just got ruled out not too long ago, so I'm assuming it's on the move. So this one opened 231. We're looking at 227 right now with the spread opening at 9 and still at 9. That doesn't seem right with SGA ruled out, but let me just look at the full injury report and let me hit the refresh button. So SGA out, Waters out for Charlotte. Obviously, LaMelo's been out. Mark Williams out. Rozier out. Cody Martin out. Hayward game time, but unlikely. Kelly Oubre game time decision. I mean, they're missing the whole squad for the Charlotte team. It's been a team who has been struggling to score really ever since LaMelo went down. They're playing with pace, but the offense is second worst offensive rated team in the league. Last 5 games, OKC also bottom 10 offensive rated team. You look at the defense for both of these squads in the same span. Charlotte 6, OKC 14. I would agree with that assessment. Probably be more of an under type game, missing all the offense as far as players individually from both squads, and the defense as far as team defense should still be there. It's a Charlotte team who's the second worst 3-point shooting team in the league. OKC is not that great shooting the 3 either. I think under is a solid play, Manny. Can't talk you off an under there. Let's keep going. Get through as many questions as we can do. Boofer, I'm not going to do that. I don't even know that I can name them all. I don't keep up with them. I just got to this as well. Somebody asked the same question. Pels Warriors. They're asking about the under in that game. Well, let me see. Let me look at the number first of all. The open 234. Not much movement. 234.5, 235. Spread open 9. Still at 8.5. Injury report. Draymond Green is game time decision, but likely to play. Same can be said for Jordan Poole. They'll be without Iggy, Ty Jerome, and Wiggins. For the Pelicans, Alvarado remains out, Liddell out, Williamson out. And this is a Pelicans team who's playing on a back-to-back. So looking at that, let me just look a little bit here at the last 2 weeks. All right, so being in a back-to-back, I just wouldn't be surprised to see anybody ruled out for this Pelicans team. It is a big game for both of these squads. And I should pull it up here just so I can be specific. But if I'm not mistaken, they're right behind each other in the rankings. Yeah, 7th and 8th, separated by half of a game. So it's a very important game right here. I know it's a back-to-back for the Pelicans, but maybe you get everybody playing just because of that. And I don't know. I just the pace will likely be up tempo because that's how Golden State likes to play. It's gonna be a decent offense. Pelicans have been scoring lately too. I do trust the Pelicans defense, however. They've been locked in on that end. It's the Warriors defense that we have to worry about. They haven't been good defending the three all season. They haven't been good defensively lately. I trust the Pelican side. So it makes me nervous, but I will just point out the last 2 weeks, getting the stat sheet from my guy Ralph. They are combined 9-5 to the under, and it looks like Pelicans games are averaging about 221 and a half. Warriors games are averaging like 238. So with the number around 235, I would think it could sneak under. Just not one of my most confident plays. Hopefully, I helped you out. Just trying to help answer questions. Appreciate you, Steven. Appreciate the kind words. He's got hot takes. Is -8 too much for the Warriors to cover? It was too much for me to get involved. I mean, the Pelicans been playing good basketball, and it's just very hard for me to play against them. I mean, it's a back to back, but that game wasn't very taxing. It was a blowout. So, last 5 game stats, they all favor the Pelican side. I would not be running to Golden State just because they have the rest. 8 is too much for me to put my money on it. Let's see. You just spoke facts. Get out and see the real beauty of the world. And I'm just saying, man. Just calling it like I see it. A couple people agreeing with me, even though some people disagree. Chad says Trey, Play, and Curry to combine for 10 3-pointers. Trey, Play, and Curry. Okay, so Warriors. No, I wouldn't like this. And the main reason I wouldn't like it is because it's a big game, like I said, for Pelicans. Pelicans are the number one 3-point defense. So because of all those things, I would not like it. Trey hasn't been shooting the three ball well all year long either. I would be looking for an under on that prop. you know. That's not for me though. I not even gonna front. That's for she just like her boy Steph right there. Let's see. Line had moved to 10.5 before SGA got ruled out. Okay, so it came back down. Got you. Justin's letting you know he's from Augusta and there's trap queens down here better than Riri. Boofer is looking for Rob and the ass talk. You guys can come back and have her ask Rob maybe tomorrow. I think he'll be back tomorrow. Fernando says Hornets team total under. I would prefer to include the OKC side in this game just because the Hornets look like they've at least, if they're doing one thing, is trying to play a little bit of defense lately. So I would want to include the OKC side, Fernando. Manny's top plays Orlando with the points. Can't talk you off. My last 5 game stats say they've been a better defensive team. They've been a better rebounding team. Memphis does also play again tomorrow. So can't talk you off. Darren says Skee got that Warriors shirt on for a reason. Usually I do, but I'm just chilling today. Just put on a shirt. Knew they was on the schedule. Figured out I'll play with a little people, throw some people off. They might think it's the top player if they don't click on the video and listen. Casey says Warriors off a horrible shooting game. I don't like the under too tough. Yeah, they could shoot a lot better. Stephen said, could you break down the Pelicans game? I feel like I talked about the under quite a bit. Maybe it was before this comment went on. Yeah, I feel like I talked about this game quite a bit. Maybe I'm seeing this comment late. Dang, Boofer calling me out. Sheesh. We had a good Elite Eight, all right? Damn, Boofer. Let's see. Manny says, I think there's a lot of points for the Pelicans. They've been playing bums. Okay, but I still think too many points. Good point. They've been playing bums. And there's Casey, Poppy, points, rebounds, assists over. And she's talking about Steph Curry. That's her boy. My boy, Nuck. Ayo, Nucky. He says, what's good? Tapping in whenever I can. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. Thought this was a betting show, not a celebrity crush show. And we touched the whole board, man. We gave out a couple winners, answered a couple questions, whatever the people want to talk about. You know how we do, Nucky. But good to hear from you. Glad you're doing all right. and hopefully everything's going all right, going well for you. There's Blue for Ayo Neke. Good to see you, bro. Gilbert says the total in the OKC Charlotte game seems low at 229. A lot of offense missing for both sides. I don't agree. Maybe if they were both fully healthy. Um, Daniel, Heat plus 4.5 at his book now. I would still endorse Raptors -4 or 4.5. I think they can get the job done. I would not be looking at the Heat in this spot. Raptors are pass. Any thoughts on Celtics and Wizards? Before I get to that, Casey says you're gonna act like you ain't see our defense with GP2 back. And I already know. We already talked about this, Casey. I know y'all need him out there. Um, we gonna see. We gonna see. I know y'all need him. Y'all need Wiggins too, though. Any thoughts on Celtics and Wizards? I saw this big spread. I feel like the Wizards have given up. I need the Celtics to lose games. I just didn't want to get involved. But let's take a look to see if we can find anything specific for this game, just based on the question. Open Celtics -11, still 11 or 11.5. Total open 223.5, and we're looking at 223. Let's look at the injury report. So for Boston, Grant Williams is game time. Gallinari is out for Washington. Monte Morris is game time decision. Daniel Gafford is game time decision. Bradley Beal and Kuzma are both out. I mean, just thinking about it like that, I would be leaning more towards an under. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of scoring missing for this Washington team, right? And Boston, they're pretty much locked into their seat. Let me just double check it here so I'm not giving wrong information. They are 3 games ahead of Philly, and they have 7 games left, and they're 2 games behind Milwaukee. So no, they can still get the number 1 seed. Uh, I feel like Washington doesn't really care about this game. And let me just go to their standings. They're 3 games out of the play-in tournament, and as I say that, Monte Morris is ruled in. He's available to play. Let's see, Daniel Gafford just got ruled out. So I think if you like Washington here, maybe Porzingis is the one to play on. His points. I mean, the points got to come from somewhere. He will be the guy I expect to go off if you think Washington can at least keep it respectable here. And on the flip side, I know Horford threes have been a good way to go. Maybe I'll lean towards him as a prop. I just don't feel comfortable betting this game for Boston. I don't think they're that motivated to come in here and blow them out, even though I feel like Washington might be throwing the towel in. So it's just not a game I like. I talked it out as best I can. I don't really want to put any money. If I had to, it would be Horford 3-pointers, or it would be the under in the game, or it would be a bet on Porzingis. Those are the ways I would think to play it. Lucky, what you think about the Magic game? I like somebody said they were taking the Magic earlier. I would agree with that just because they've been a better defense lately. They've been the better rebounding team, and Memphis plays again tomorrow. So just because of those things, I will lean towards the Magic in that one. Joey says Golden State seems to come out slow. The under the first half might be a good play. Can't talk you off. We know how Golden State third quarter is. Okay, I already talked about this really quick. It wasn't one of my strongest games. Probably also like it under. I know both teams are really good defending the three. They're top 10, and they're bottom 10 shooting the three. So a combination of those things leads me towards under. Dang, KC. Why my background got to be dusty? What I do to you today, Casey? Y'all thought I was playing nice. What up, Josh? My boy Ronell. What's going on? Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow, Josh. We coming. You know. Fernando says Tatum under 8.5 rebounds. Don't have a reason to take that. Especially Gafford rolled out, too. Kuzma rolled out. Don't have a reason to take that. Washington is a bottom 10 rebounding team, I guess, if you look at it that way, but I don't know. No, I don't like that bet. Sorry. Manny says Boston team total over or Washington team total under. I would go with That's a tough call. Let me actually just look at my stat sheet a little bit here really quick. So last 2 weeks, Boston is giving up 104.8 points per game. Washington is scoring 112.1. Last 2 weeks, Boston is scoring 122.7. Washington's allowing 117.7. So to answer your question, Manny, I would need to know the numbers. And let me just glance here really quick. Boston is 117. Washington is 105.5. Um, Washington, 25th defensive rated team last 5 games, 19th defending the three on the season. Might feel more comfortable just betting Boston team total over here, just because Washington is at home. I think that's the one I prefer. Oh wow, this would be huge, Casey. I thought he was done for the year. She said she saw something on Twitter about him being game time decision. If he comes back, Warriors can still make some noise this year. They need him desperately. Diaz says Denny Avia, points, rebounds, assists, and double double. He's gonna make up all the slack for Kuzma and Bill being out. That's what he's saying. Daniel saying Hawks -1 at Penny now. Steam Chasers rolling with both your picks. I like it. I'll still play it at -1. Absolutely. I took a money line when they were plus whatever, plus 1.5, or I took a money line. So I like -1. Boston next game is Milwaukee. Might be a look ahead. Good call out by Manny. Another reason why I think you can look away from this game and find other things to play today. Boofer says smash the like button like a first 5 team total over with Kikuchi on the mound. And we're almost there. Baseball starts on Thursday. We'll get back to how we used to go around the horn. I'm gonna figure out how to integrate the Twitter with how we do here, and we'll make it work. We'll get back to how we do it. Josh likes Denny assists. Can't talk you off of that. JS says this good props point of the NBA season or wait till playoffs. Personally, I would want to wait till playoffs. You might get thrown off by looking at a lot of season long numbers when it's just a lot of different situations and people might not care as much right now. In the playoffs, everybody cares and you'll get a lot clearer picture as far as what the team's game plan is. Boofer says Orlando first quarter, first half. Our system fades. He's playing today. Appreciate you. Can't talk you off, Brian. Talked slightly about that, but can't talk you off. Mr. Expose 52. Mr. Expose 52 says, got a feeling under on Mobley's boards at 9.5 on the road versus Hawks Bigs. Can't see double digits this contest. Your thoughts? Well, he's going to get more opportunity if Jared Allen is ruled out, right? So I'll probably want to know that Jared Allen is in so he can snatch up some of those rebounds and not leave everything for Mobley to grab. So if Allen is in, I can't talk you off of this prop. If Allen is out, I wouldn't be betting it. Ty likes Murray's assist over 5.5. Yeah, I don't know, Manny. I'll just go with Casey. Adam says, don't sleep on his Jays. Jays might be all right. Kikuchi's not going to do nothing, though. He says pitch clock going to help out Kikuchi this season. All right, we'll see. I've heard it all before. Warriors plus 11 margin. And Chris is agreeing. All right, I agree, but Kikuchi days are behind us. Excited to see his growth. I mean, I've heard this the past 2 years, and I see the same results. So even if he starts out all right, that arm's going to get tired. Just wait on it. We'll get to baseball, though. That's the end of this show. I gave you guys 2 games that I like. They're on the move. I still would take them at the current numbers just for the sake of the show, the sake of being transparent. Plays that I made, best bet for me, I bet the Hawks plus 100. It was even money to take the money line. And then I took the Raptors. I believe it was minus 145 on the money line. And that has gone up as well. So current prices, I would take the Hawks -1. I would take the Raptors -4.5, -4. I think they both get the job done. So like I always say, this show is nothing without the chat. I appreciate you guys. You make it fun. You guys bring a lot of information that I'm not looking at. You guys are great handicappers yourself. And hopefully I can help you guys out along the way. So best of luck. If you tell, good luck on all of your action. I'll be back, I believe, with our guy, Mr. Ravino, tomorrow. And I will catch you guys then.